Greetings and salutations, YouTube. I am Artemis Knight, and this is Knightholm, a medieval fantasy city we're going to be building together. And step number one of that is going to be building a house. So in here is all the materials we're going to be using for today's project. So let's start by gathering those up. And our first house is going to be a 9 by 6 wide. We're actually going to start it a few blocks back from the road so that we can add some decorations out on the front and put in some secret lighting. So our first thing is to build the posts for the first level. I'm going to use spruce wood logs for this, although you can use different types if you want. And on our corners, we're going to go 4 high. 2, 3, 4. Go to our next one over here. Now we've got a middle post here that we're actually going to go 3 high on. And 4 high here. And then right here is where we're actually going to put the doorway. So we're going to go up 3. We're going to put a horizontal one, and then up 3 here. Now in the middle here, we're going to throw down a block to represent a threshold. And I like to use polished andesite for that. We'll go ahead and throw that in. And then we'll throw in our door. And we'll actually throw it in from this side to give us a little more depth from the outside. I'll start out with some cobblestone. In this area, we're going to do just 2 on the ground and leave space for windows here. And over here, we're going to do 2 there, but go up this way and just make a single wide window. Now, these other gaps, this 4 block gap here, and the 3 block gaps and the 4 block gap there, we're just going to fill in with cobblestone 3 high. So I will go ahead and finish that up and be back with you once that's done. Alright, so we got all our cobblestone on the first floor done and in. Now we're going to throw in some glass panes for our windows. Here and here, and then just 2 more here. Now at this point, we're going to start doing some horizontal beams. Along that side and the back, just all the way across. And we're going to do something a little bit different in front. What we're going to do is a technique that was referred to as jettying. So the easiest way is just throw down a dirt block, and we're going to throw in a wooden beam here so that we can actually go out by 1 block and just go all the way across till we hit the other side. Now there's a common technique in medieval building, and it served a couple of purposes. First off, it got you more space. Second off, it was quite common that when they came to assess your property taxes, they would just walk in and do the floor space, measure that, and that's what they would calculate your property tax off of. So if you went up another level and went out, you actually got more space, but didn't pay any more in taxes. Quite the deal. So now that we've got that done, we're actually going to lay down some oak wood planks for the floor. So I'll just go ahead and remove that, and I will be back with you once that's done. Alright, so we got the floor all in, and I threw up a couple of torches just to make sure we had some lighting. Now it's time to build the stairs for our next level. I like to start them right here. And you can actually start them further back, but then you end up having to curve your stairs, which is interesting and a good way to vary things up occasionally. But for our first house, just straight up easy staircase. All right, go 4 stairs up. Then on the bottom side, we're going to do some upside down stairs to give it a kind of a more natural curve to it. And then we're just going to fill in the blocks along here for our second layer, leaving this open so that we can get up and down. You can put a block here. I'm not going to. It just kind of seems like a waste of space when you do it that way. Just having one block doesn't make any sense. So I'll go ahead and finish up throwing in the floor and be right back with you. Okay, so we've got the floor all in. Now it's time to start building our second level. We're going to start that over on this corner, and we're going to go 4 high again. Then we're going to go 3, and then right in the center, we're going to go ahead and throw in a 3 high pillar. Go to the corner, do another 4 high. Then we're going to leave a 2 block gap and a 3 high pillar, leaving us with a 2 block gap there and a 2 block gap there. Just do that all the way around. 4 high there. Once again, hit the center. Another 3 high, and then another 4 high. And a 3 high pillar here. Now at this point, we're going to pull out our cobblestone, and we're going to go 3 high and the sides of the building. But for the front and back, we're actually going to use a different material. Let me just get this in here real quick. And then we're going to use, for this, for our wool, and that actually represents wattle and daub. Wattle and daub was a building material that was real cheap, pretty light, didn't have a whole lot of structural integrity though, so you don't see it used on the sides because you wanted something solid to kind of hold up your roof. So we'll go ahead and throw that in, and we're leaving space in the front too for windows on the second level. In the back, though, we're just going to fill all that up. We're not putting any windows in this because in medieval cities, you'd have the buildings jam-packed close enough that there'd be one right next to it, probably one on this side, and probably one on that side. So, no point having a window that looks right into the wall of another building. So, I'll finish this up and be back with you after that's done. Alright, so we got our wattle and daub in the front and the back, and we've got our cobblestone side walls, all nicely supported by our spruce logs. Now we need to throw some cross beams in, so that we can start on the roof next. So we're just going to go all the way around, all 4 sides. I'm not going to jetty it out again, although if you want to add another layer and go up to a 3-story building, you'll occasionally see them jettying out the 3rd floor. But we're just going for 2 stories, so no point in that. Now for our roof, we're actually going to go along the sides, and for now, we're going to put a little bit of an overhang. So we're going to start along the crossbeam here. We're going to overhang the sides and also 1 block out front, as well as a block out on the back. And then step her up 1 here. And then here is how we're actually going to fill in the eaves. I'm going to throw in wattle and daub, a 2 block for wattle and daub, 3 blocks for wattle and daub, and then in the center, we're going to continue up a wooden pillar 4 high. And that's the center line of our roof. And then from here, we're just going to step her down. 3 blocks, 2 blocks, 1 block. And then just repeat the same on the front. 1, 2, 3, and then 4 up. And then step her on down. 3, 2, and 1. Head back over to this side, and then we're just going to run layers of our stairs all the way along here. And then to cap it off, we're actually going to be using spruce wood slabs. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish throwing in the stairs, and I'll be back with you after that. So now we've got our roof mostly done, both sides anyway. And we've got this nice little slope, but one problem. We need to cap it off. Because we're an odd number of blocks, we're using half slabs. If we were to build this building just an even number of blocks wide, you'd actually end up with 2 stairs meeting up in the middle. Nice part about this roof design is it's absolutely spawn-proof, because nothing will spawn on stairs or half slabs. So we don't have to worry about mobs spawning up on our roof and ambushing us when we come out of our house. Now, we're just about done, but keen-eyed viewers are going to realize we left one thing in here. Well, 3 things, really. Some banners, a little bit of cocoa beans, and a set of bricks. We're going to use those now to add one bit of detail. Throw our banner in there, and we're going to use some brown gradients. We're going to do a bottom one and a top gradient. Give us kind of a lighter brown effect over most of it. 1 cocoa bean and our bricks gives us this masoned look on it. And then around, throw on a border. We end up with this. That we're going to use to actually hang along there and end up with some nice shutters. If I can ever actually break it. There we go. So just go ahead and copy those. Head on in. And the reason why we're using shutters on the second story is glass was historically expensive. So you really don't see a whole lot of it unless it's in public buildings like the town hall or churches, or sometimes the big universities would have glass windows. But for the most part, if you were a peasant or of a lower class, glass was just way too expensive to have too much of it, so you just opt for shutters. And here we are again. There's our first house, all built. Put some bushes outside, hid some jack-o'-lanterns underneath for some lighting. Went ahead and did a little bit of decorating. Little table here, a couple of chairs, some countertops, a little cauldron with some water, painting. Little closet with some storage. And then up here, we got another nice sitting chair, some books, an end table, the bed, and because no house is complete without somebody living there, and everybody's got a story to tell. If you want to read through it all, just feel free to pause it. Otherwise, I'm just going to click through the pages here real quick. just go ahead and put that book right there. And we're all done. So next episode, we're going to be talking about some decoration things and some variations, because building the same house over and over again can get pretty boring. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next episode.